station. Be the call, the escalation. This is your radio salvation. Go, 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 go.
When Legend East ended the longest All-Star game on record with a homer, they gave it all to the National League. When he grew up, he would hit 7 feet. He would also become one of the highest scoring players in basketball history.
Penalty flag on the play. Pass is caught. That's Ingold, the fullback, for the touchdown, but a flag is down.
Absolutely fantastic.
Rebound. Oh! Did you see that? One of the saves of the year from Marc-Andre Fleury.
Happy Saturday morning. Happy Saturday morning. It is September 19th, 2020. You are tuned in to Power Play Sports Collectibles Show. I'm Aaron Phillips. That is Scott Hosey. He just knocked himself out.
Did somebody wake me up here? What time is it?
He did. That's right. It's 8 o'clock. Last week's 9 a.m. show was purely a blip on the screen.
It didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen. We are back because with good reason.
Yes.
Why don't you explain?
Well, we've always Power Play Sports Collectibles has always been at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
And then we moved to 9 o'clock to kind of give you an extra hour.
An
of sleep.
experiment for 1 week.
And then we decided to move TCA, our wrestling show with Matt and Jason, to 9 o'clock, so we'd had back-to-back shows. That way, if we run long on one show or don't, we can kind of
just
flex.
Bleed right
we
into
can
the
flex a little bit. And so today we'll probably end a little early, to giving the producer here at the studio a little time to change the set and do our hair and all that kind of stuff.
Makeup. Yeah. But more importantly, what it also does from a guest standpoint.
Yes, and the reason why I brought it up to the team, we'll call it, is a lot of the wrestling guests that we get for our shows over at the Boulevard Mall or Sunset Station. I want to shout out to both venues.
Right on.
And also World Marketplace. We'll talk about that a little later. But most of the guests are in on Saturdays. And Wednesdays when we do TCA, they're either wrestling for NXT, AEW. Right. A lot of folks are watching those shows. So we decided to make it a little easier because if we have a guest coming down to one of the store signings, we can bring them right in studio.
Absolutely.
They're already here. We can have another invasion.
Oh, God.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. And go from there. And so it makes it a little... I prefer... And later on in TCA, we have Ricardo Rodriguez coming in from WWE and Lucha Underground AAA.
Via video.
Via video.
Right.
But I'd rather him be here.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Course.
But, when the unfortunate times when they can only video in, we have that capabilities here at the Go Live Studios. So with that being said...
There
Tell
we go.
us how they can call in today.
Absolutely. 702-329-6947. The numbers will pop up on the screen, and I will not try to point them out because I always get them wrong. Anyway, if you're outside the United States, dial 1-855-502-4321. Hey, you know what? The Twitter machine is working, but we'd love to see a few tweets come in, live tweets. Your tweet will appear on the screen. If you send it in, use hashtag PPSC Live. You see it right there on the screen right now. Make sure you use that hashtag so it comes to us. And, of course, our chat rooms, both Scott and I believe Aaron is also monitoring his chat room. Of course, you can watch us on our multiple platforms, GoLive.Vegas website, GoLive Vegas downloadable mobile app. YouTube, I'm not sure about. We had some logon issues. I'm not sure if we're up on there. Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, you name it, we're there. But if you're watching us right here on Facebook or listening to us on the GoLive Vegas mobile app, the two better ways that you can stay in tune with our shows. And so, like you said, 10 o'clock,
Yep.
9 o'clock, we're going to roll right into Thoughts Count Anywhere. So we'll have a 5-minute breather to change shirts, like you said, and get ready for our Wrestling Mind. So with that,
I forgot my wardrobe change today.
I got mine. They're sitting back here. So
Shout out to Chief, our
Yeah.
good friend, who's always in our chat rooms.
yes. And I did not bring the belt, and I will not be bringing it to the Versus event later, Chief, so don't even ask me. I know. Well, we had our chance last Saturday night, but, it
I
didn't
didn't see
happen.
the belt here.
No, last Saturday night. As I was in the ring for another wrestling venue for ring announcing. As I was in the ring for, might as well give him a plug for FSW,
Absolutely.
which was a lot of fun. My
Good
first
friends
opportunity
over at
there.
Future Stars of Wrestling. Joe.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
Joey.
If your name is Joe, you're in.
You're yeah.
You're in. So, but anyway, all right. So, hello to everybody in the chat room. Please reshare. Elena Olsen. Oh, there's Elena. She does great photography there. Love her pictures. Thank you, Elena, for joining in. All right, let's get rocking and rolling.
Oh, first of all, Boulevard Mall is where our store is at. Power Play Sports Collectibles at the Boulevard Mall, cross streets DI and Maryland Parkway. We now have new hours at the mall. They're 11 to 9, Monday through Saturday, and 11 to 7 on Sunday. Once again, social distancing rules apply. 50% occupancy, 6-foot distancing, masks. If you're sick, stay at home. And I wish everyone well. I've had a number of friends, coworkers, that over the last couple weeks, I found out they suffered from COVID.
Oh,
And, they said it's the worst sickness that they've ever felt. And I'm just glad they recovered.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It takes time. I mean, Neil Portnoy, my partner on
Absolutely.
Twin Brothers, he made his return last Saturday to the show after nearly 3 months.
Yeah, I was going to say at least 30 days,
Yeah.
but it was even longer
It
than
was
that.
longer
yeah.
than that. So, or two, oh, no, not 3 months, about 2 months. But still, he still has a little bit of the pneumonia, but the COVID, he's totally negative.
Good.
But yeah, so it does take time and it does beat you up. So,
Upcoming events at the Sports Card Toys and Collectibles Show, and there'll be a little commercial later on. But
yeah, we'll
don't-
get it right this week.
Yeah, but don't forget,
That was our
October
fault.
23rd through the 25th at the Boulevard Mall.
Yes.
Matt Stryker, WWE wrestler, commentator, and Lucha Underground commentator, will be signing autographs on Saturday 1 to 3.
Right on.
Don't forget, if you want to advertise on our shows, both TCA, Thoughts Count Anywhere, and then the Power Play Sports Collectibles Show,
Right on.
PPSC, along with, what's your little condensed name for Twin Brothers? TB?
TBDFM. Twin Brother, TBFDM.
Tom
Twin Brothers.
Brady did.
Not if you ask Bruce Arians. But
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
Yeah, Twin Brothers from different mothers. But the bottom line is that we've got great shows. But
Absolutely.
let's, PPSC and Thoughts Count Anywhere is the shows you and I are involved with, and we can do package deals for those two shows.
We can have you come in here. We've had some great people come in.
Yeah.
We had Steve Johnston from
Yep.
Rogue Toys.
As only seen on the History Channel.
And then also Unicon. We
Right, and
had
Unicon. Star.
from Big Bang
Yeah,
Toys.
Big Bang Toys last week.
We
And by the
had-
way, Chief went up there last weekend, so I'm
Yep,
glad he did.
Absolutely. And we encourage all our listeners to.
Absolutely.
What are we doing?
No, nothing. I just
Is
looked
there a
up.
bug over my shoulder?
No, I'm just looking up at the fact that
stars,
my
the
camera is
moons.
being adjusted so that we get my head in the right frame.
We've also had Marcel.
Yes.
Who
Who just celebrated a birthday not too long ago.
Absolutely.
Happy
Matter
birthday.
of fact, he should be coming by the store tomorrow just to visit. We've had a litany of guests, so I want to thank all of them. But one other thing we're doing for Power Play,
Yes.
next Saturday night, we're going to do a Saturday Night Live auction.
Saturday Night Live?
Yep.
We're bringing back, is Lauren Michaels and everybody going to be there?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And we're going to do
Right. Hey, stand up. Absolutely.
But powered by Power Play Sports Collectibles
No Coke, Pepsi.
on Saturday, September 26th at 6:05 Eastern, 3:05 Pacific, a first-time event hosted by Chadman 316 on Facebook.
Wait a minute. Did he get Stone Cold's permission to use that 316?
Yes,
there?
he did.
Okay.
Okay.
As long as he's got permission.
It'll be shared on the Power Play Sports Collectibles page also.
Okay.
But he is going to manage one of our first-time auctions of pro wrestling merchandise.
Right on.
And he's going to share it to all the pages. But I recommend, especially this first time, log into Chadman 316, and we'll have a little commercial later on about it. Or you can call the
When you
store.
say log into, you mean just find him on Facebook?
Yeah, find him on
friend
Facebook.
him. You have to
Yeah,
friend him.
Friend
right?
him, yeah. Or just get part of his whatever that social media stuff is. And
Spoken like a true IT guy.
yeah, exactly. Who doesn't do IT after hours. But realistically, if you're going to be bidding in an auction, you want to be on the main page because when you share and share and share, there's going to be some lag. So if you want to be in on the auction, I'd recommend Lisa's first time. Log into Chadman 316. Mm-hmm. Go from there.
Right on.
And
any clues as to some of the things that'll be up for auction?
I sent him over 100 8x10 wrestling photos.
Oh,
and
wonderful.
then he has some stuff he's throwing on there too.
Okay.
He's put some packages together. Like, for instance, I had a Ted DiBiase, and he's got like little keychain Ted DiBiase stuff. So he's putting packages together. Chris, who's usually in our chat room, he's sleeping, obviously. But
why? If he's back east, it's almost lunchtime.
I know, but he works all hours of the night. I thought I was bad. I'll wake up at like 2 a.m. and I see him online. I'm like, whoa, dude, it's like 4 a.m. back there or something like that. But he's going to be handling it. Trust him, 100%. He does all our flyers. Great guy. Give him some work if you need some flyer work done. Chadman Designs.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, why don't we take our first break so we can kind of reset here? And
He has to scramble.
Danger, Will Robinson.
He has to scramble because he was working on some cameras behind you. So, but that's okay. So let's just do a quick reset.
Yeah.
You are watching Power Play Sports Collectible Show right here on Go Live Vegas. Again, our phone number is 702-329-6947. We'd love to take your calls after the break. You are watching the show with Scott, Aaron, and Aaron. We'll be back in about 60 seconds.
Saturday Night Live Auction, powered by Power Play Sports Collectibles, will be on Saturday, September 26th at 6:05 Eastern, 3:05 Pacific. This first-time event will be hosted by Chadman 316 on Facebook. It will be shared on the Power Play Sports Collectibles pages, but to see and bid in real time, log in to Chadman 316 on Facebook. Once again, Saturday, September 26th, 6:05 Eastern, 3:05 Pacific. Unicon Fandoms United in Las Vegas, March 5th through the 7th, 2021. All the fandoms collide. The toy world, the sports world, the comic world, the cosplay world, gaming, and pro wrestling. Unicon Fandoms United at the World Market Center Expo, March 5th through the 7th in Las Vegas. Hope to see you there.
For all your sports collectibles in Las Vegas, stop by Power Play Sports Collectibles in the Boulevard Mall. Power Play has a large selection of items from all your favorite teams, specializing in the Vegas Golden Knights, Las Vegas Raiders, and pro wrestling. Power Play Sports Collectibles has an online store if you prefer the online shopping experience, plus they ship worldwide. So if you're looking for that sports collectible for yourself or that special someone, check out Power Play Sports Collectibles online at www.powerplaysportscards.com or at the Boulevard Mall. All right, welcome back to Power Play Sports Collectible Show. That's Scott, I'm Aaron, 702-329-6947. The chat room's starting to boil around, so let's get some questions, thoughts, comments in there. Send us a live tweet using hashtag PPSC Live.
And Chris Chandler is on the Facebook channel.
Yes.
Along with, Chief Thomas, who basically said he is already friended or logged in or whatever that social media stuff is. I just don't.
He sent him a friend request.
Okay. I'm an IT guy. I do satellites, okay? The VCR is still blinking.
That's right, blinking.
And I still have a VCR, too. It says 12:01 after I reset it.
That's right. All right, let's get rock and rolling.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit of sports.
Yes.
At football week 2.
Yep.
Raiders' first home game.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to feel like a home game?
No. But did you notice, I know you did, how our governor has opened up the bars effective 11:59 tomorrow night?
Wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why. Who? Like the New Day would say, who? Well, because
you got to have a watch party somewhere.
Exactly right. With no stadium being open, the bars now
on Tuesday.
They'll be closed. Exactly. Right. Exactly. So yeah, I'm happy for the businesses.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the Raiders opened up with a good win, a come from behind win. I think it was against Chicago last week, right?
Panthers.
That's what I said. The Panthers. I knew it was an animal. It was a cat, a bear, something.
It wasn't an Indian.
No, it wasn't. No, it was not. But yeah. SoFi Stadium, that's the other topic. Beautiful stadium. Look, Allegiant Stadium's gorgeous too. It's unfortunate that neither stadium could really be enjoyed.
Right. Allegiant Stadium, I can tell you this, from what I've seen and read, and I have a friend that actually is in charge of one of the construction. It's going to be a beautiful stadium. It still doesn't hold a candle to SoFi.
No, I don't think it
Well,
does.
not only that, the price tag. SoFi was in the neighborhood of $6 billion to build.
Yeah.
And Allegiant's just over 2.5 or something like
Besides, our stadium looks like a hockey puck, to be honest with you.
that. Death Star.
Death Star, any relation that you want to put into that. But, listen.
It's just great to have the Raiders here. It was great
Yeah.
to watch the game last week. To see LV on the screen and instead of LA or Oakland.
Or Oakland, right? Absolutely. What's your thoughts on them pumping in the crowd noise during the football games last week?
I actually didn't care for it all too much.
I didn't
You
either.
could tell it was piped in, but I actually liked how the Raiders and Panthers, because Sidney Gruden, Tiger Woods, the audibles that you could hear.
Oh, yeah.
That Derek Carr, and after they asked Coach Gruden about using his wife's name, and he had that sideways smirk like a Cheshire cat who just got caught or
Right.
something. I'm going to have to talk to him about that, because they're in on it.
Of course.
Yeah, and what was Peyton Manning was probably the
Omaha.
best Omaha. Best quarterback known for
Right.
audibling with oddball names in there. So
Absolutely. Well, I agree with you. I did not like it at all, especially when the stadium's empty.
yeah, absolutely.
And, of course, the NFL folks, NFL Network and all the networks that were covering the games, they got audio from NFL films of all the crowd noise from all the stadiums that
Yep.
they used appropriately. Scoring touchdowns or interceptions, and you hear the roar of the crowd, and then the camera pans back on the guys who just scored, and you see nobody in the stands. To me, it was a little too much. I think it was way overdone to create the noise.
I think
and
the
simulate
wrestling
it.
had the same problem when they were
Yeah.
in the performance
Performance
center.
center, yeah.
The wrestlers are normally playing to the crowd. They'd come out and they're like, and then you'd realize that
There's nobody.
There's nobody
Yeah,
there.
it's tough.
It's going to be tough.
Absolutely.
But I actually liked hearing the audibles and the play calling at the
Absolutely.
line.
Absolutely.
Because, it kind of reminds you of a high school football
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
But realistically, you've heard that a lot of the teams have had to move back their huddles an extra 5 yards.
right.
Because, the quarterback is yelling to, 10 other players on the huddle.
Right.
The other defense is just sitting there going,
Right there.
E.F. Hutton,
That's right.
can I hear what the play is? And it adds a new dimension, and
Right.
it takes a lot of learning from these quarterbacks and players. And what are we doing again?
He's trying to get back to our producer.
Our producer stands behind me. I get a little concerned.
He stepped out to get coffee. There he is.
Yeah,
Yeah, there,
just
see, there he goes.
Walk through.
He stepped
Live TV. Just walk right through.
He stepped out to get coffee when the camera was on you.
Would you like me to get you a bagel?
That's,
Okay.
so then he got penned in because the wide shot was open and he couldn't get back to the controller.
Well, he's kind
But-
of wide like us too. Well, actually, you're nice and fit and trim.
I am. 5 days this week. Never ever in my life have I ever worked out 5 days in a row.
You played sports, didn't you?
Yeah, but that was like 100 years ago. That was 40 years ago when I played high school football.
You worked out 5 days then.
Over the month, maybe.
Really?
No.
What team did you play for?
No, but I'm not talking about a workout like you get in football where you're running hills and that's. I mean, this kind of workout when you're 56 is a little bit different. But by midway through yesterday's workout, man, I hit that proverbial wall.
Do we need to have an ambulance standing
Holy crap. Because the ending of yesterday's workout was 400 meters, a 400-meter run 4 times over a 4-minute span. They're called.
I do mine virtual now.
They're called.
I saw that
I
on
use
the
the
news.
emoji.
I saw that on the news. They're doing virtual marathons.
How is
Really?
Well, the Macy's
It's
thanks-
time now to turn this mush into muscles.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, kindergarten cop. But they, ironically, and I'm going to go way off tangent here, but the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade has been canceled in New York, but they're doing it virtually. How do you have big blow-up balloons virtually? How do you have a parade like that? No bands, no nothing. How are they going to do a parade virtually?
No idea.
Meantime, we don't even know if there's going to be Halloween in most of the country.
Well, Santa had COVID and he died. That's why all the kids aren't going to see him this year.
Parents, send your emails to Scott H.
You ask for this, you get it.
I can't even take a drink. I'll spit take it all over the place.
There goes another microphone.
But anyway, so all right, I digress.
Let's get back on topic
Let's
here.
do so.
NHL nights are done.
Okay, hockey's
We're
over.
done.
Next topic.
No, they're not done. Stars
Well, do
and
we really
Lightning.
care?
Absolutely.
Well, you do because you've made money off the light of the stars. So.
Well, I made money on this. Yeah, the Stars,
Right.
not the Knights.
Nope.
I'm just impressed. 2 warm weather cities.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's
Sure.
Tampa, and hockey's noted for Canada and
Cold
ice,
areas,
and
yeah.
and we got 2 warm weather cities.
Interesting.
And my money's Lightning in 5.
Really?
Yeah, we would have got dusted by the Lightning. The Lightning have had a proverbial great team. They just
Yeah.
haven't clicked in the last few years. So
They're clicking now.
They're clicking now, definitely.
All right.
Basketball. I can tell you this. The networks are cringing at the fact that they might have Miami in there. They were really, 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 really hoping for Lakers Celtics. Mm-hmm. And the Heat are up 2-0.
Yep.
Playing very well.
Yep.
The one thing they can play off is the fact that it could be LeBron versus the Heat,
Sure.
his old team.
His old team. And Spoelstra has done one heck of a coaching job.
Yeah,
down in
absolutely.
Miami.
Absolutely.
I thought after LeBron left, because they had a rough year or 2 or
Yeah.
maybe 3 after LeBron left, that I didn't think Spoelstra was going to make it through. I thought Riley was going to make a change. But I'm glad he stuck with him because Spoelstra's a really, really great head coach.
You mentioned a name in there.
Yeah, Pat Riley.
Pat Riley. Mm-hmm. Great head coach, great GM.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't get a whole ton of credit.
He is ever since he left the bench, he's kind of folded into the background.
Right.
But give him credit where credit's due.
He's done a nice job down there in making sports relevant in Miami
Yeah,
to
which
winter
is tough.
sports,
Yeah.
basketball and hockey. Good for them. The Marlins, hopefully Derek Jeter and company will turn those guys around in another year. They're not playing terrible lately, but
No,
they'll
they're in
hopefully.
I think if we started the playoffs today, I think they're in the playoffs. I think everybody's in the playoffs.
Yeah,
in
just
baseball.
about. 16 teams are going to make it. So
I saw the Padres are in the seeded number 4, but
yeah, they clinched last night. I
Yeah.
think you have that.
or
almost clinched.
Almost clinched.
702-329-6947 is our number. Give us a call.
Well, baseball, Dodgers, Tampa, and White Sox have all clinched. That was before yesterday, so
Clinched a spot.
clinched a spot.
If I say a number 662, what does that mean? Do you know what that means?
666. I was like, that's
No,
me.
no, no.
But okay.
662. Is that there's relevance to that number? Happened last night. Albert Pujols
Pujols.
got to 662 past the great Willie Mays on the all-time. He's now like number 5 on the all-time list.
4 or 5, yeah.
And I heard this morning coming over here that Willie Mays, at the age of like 86 or whatever, sent him a Twitter message or text congratulating him.
Absolutely.
So-
Awesome. Which, surprisingly enough, Willie Mays isn't a very
Public.
public person, and he's not very fan-friendly, we'll call it that way. So that
Yeah.
surprises me, but it shows ultimate respect. Also, the
absolutely.
fact that the one thing Pujols, obviously his career in St. Louis, and then his career down now in Anaheim or Los Angeles, Anaheim Angels of California, Southern California, Orange
Business
County,
card,
whatever.
it's about
Yeah,
this big.
you never hear steroids. So I give him credit for that.
He's hit only 5 home runs this season. I don't know. I mean, I shouldn't say only. I don't know how
He's
often
getting
he's
old.
playing,
I
but
mean,
yeah, absolutely.
But realistically, you never hear his name brought
No.
up, and he lived through that whole steroid controversy.
Absolutely.
The other person is Greg Maddux. I give Greg all the credit in the world. Greg wasn't overpowering. He was a control freak.
Especially towards the last 90% of his career.
Yeah, but no, I mean, he was a control. I played
Right.
against him here locally for he
Right.
was Valley, I was Rancho, and forget it, wicked curveball. Yeah.
Absolutely. Without question, obviously Pujols will be a first-time ballot Hall of Famer,
I hope so. I think
think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
especially if he's climbing up the home run list like this. Over 400 home runs he has hit when he was with the Cardinals.
Yep.
The balance obviously has been with the Angels, but there's no question in my mind he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and I just hope they keep the steroid thing out of it because he's seemed to be clean.
If he's clean with
Yeah.
it, there's no reason it should come up as an issue other than tipping your cap to him as someone who, during that era
did
you
not
know,
get wrapped up in that controversy.
Not at all. So shout out to Andrew Hill joining us in the chat room. Andrew, thank you, sir, for joining us this morning. You're watching Power Play Sports Collectibles Show with Scott Hosey. I'm Aaron Phillips. Our phone number is 702-329-6947. If you have any comments in the sports scene, collectibles, if you have a question, we're going to get into some collectible stuff here momentarily. Any thoughts, comments, questions, queries, innuendos, anything that you want, also send us a live tweet using hashtag PPSC live. And it'll pop up on the screen, and we love the opportunity to address it, acknowledge you, just like you see there is my example of a tweet that I sent out earlier. And just communicate with the show. Say hi. Let us know you're watching. And, of course, as always, please reshare our feeds so that your friends and family can enjoy what Scott and I talk about. And even if you don't enjoy what we do, you can still yell at us and stay tuned anyway.
We'll hang up on you.
We'll put you on
One
hold.
of these days we are going to get you to start doing power play as 2 words.
Oh, well, I just do that for ease of saving the space. That's all.
Because that one space bar.
It does. It messes me up. I've got power playing one words down to a science, but
Here's the interesting thing, and you sent me the tweet about it, and I actually was reading about it about the same time. Soccer. Here's the soccer news for the day. 37-0. So that's not like the 10
10-run rule.
like in Little League.
No.
37-0.
My goodness.
All because of social distancing. German team socially distanced its players and only fielded 7 players, not the 11, 7, and got their ass handed to them. 37-0. That poor goaltender. Do you pull him?
Yeah, you're right. Maybe you should have put 4 goaltenders in. If you're going to do that, why even play the game?
Exactly. What they did was they put 7,
Right.
And then I read deeper into it, and if you had the ball, I stayed 6 to 7 feet away from you, so there was no defense whatsoever. So the other team obviously took advantage of it.
It's like a basketball all-star game.
And if you think about it, soccer games roughly 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Every 2 minutes they were scoring.
Pretty
a goal.
much.
Yeah.
I mean, again, listen, there's something people, you want to be careful. I get all of that. But something like this, in my opinion, a little too far.
Yeah, just don't.
I
play
wouldn't
the
even
game.
have played the game.
Yeah,
because
just
it
don't
made a mockery of that particular game, not the sport, but it made a mockery of that game. And who wants to be associated with the 37-0 loss?
Coach just put something in there near and dear to my heart.
Okay.
I haven't heard that actually Liner has signed the 5-year deal yet.
Who?
Robin Liner.
Oh, our goalie.
Yeah, there's rumors that he had a handshake deal, so I don't know if he's actually signed it. Obviously, Coach has heard my opinion of Coach DeBoer, who should never be here.
So, all right, so let me ask you a question. If they do let him go, who would you want to see coach the Knights next year?
Guy sitting at home to help build the team.
Didn't he get hired by somebody else?
No, not yet. E. Crow asked Gallant to come back. Tell me if I'm wrong.
First of all, he was fired, and the team was like 10 games over 500 or something.
The team was going through a downturn in that time frame.
Right.
Number of things. You had Patches hurt. You had Stone hurt.
Right.
Tuck, I think it was a broken ankle. So right there is 3 of your offense forwards. Marc-Andre Fleury, father had just passed away.
Right.
He still was playing, and God bless him for that. His dad was very instrumental in his career, so he did it as a kind of a tribute to his dad.
Sure.
And then finally had to go back home to take care of family business.
Right.
And unfortunately, Subban was not a everyday goaltender. So when you think about it, did we need a backup goaltender? Yes. Did we need a coaching change? I don't think so, because Coach Gallant really kept the team together as a whole. Our current coach, from history and what I've researched about him, is not a player's coach. There's a reason he was the only coach during the whole bubble that never had players next to him in press conference. He was always by himself. Players don't like him.
Interesting.
Go back to San Jose, and the whole thing is he's been known to be a backstabber.
Okay.
And the coach or the agent of Marc-Andre Fleury hit it on the head with that image he put out.
Absolutely.
He goes to teams that are having somewhat downturn, and why not come to Vegas? It's Vegas.
Sure.
He don't have a job in San Jose because I screwed that up. But he comes in, gets in with management.
Right.
Buddy's up to him, does whatever he does in the back room.
Right.
And
Yikes.
boom. And then comes in and, something like that.
Goal! Oh, wrong sport.
Yeah. But then, the Vegas Knights didn't feel like that Vegas strong team after he came in.
Yeah. Little dissension.
Yeah, there was dissension. The players are going to say the right things.
Sure.
But, he goes into New Jersey, first-year coach, takes a team to the Stanley Cup.
Right.
Same with San Jose.
Right.
But he didn't take his own team to the Stanley Cup. Not
Somebody
a team
else's team.
Sort of like, Coach Gruden won a Super Bowl.
Right.
But everybody still...
Tony Dungy.
It was Tony Dungy's team in Tampa Bay.
And he played against a team he was released from the year before.
And it was the same playbook, too.
And it was the same playbook.
So it was all stars, moons, planet align.
Right.
But, the Golden Knights need to get back to... And this is not the time to do it with the Raiders coming to town.
No.
Not at all.
You're going to lose a lot of momentum now.
Oh, they've already lost the momentum. You
because-
see it on the chat room boards and everything.
And this year's is interesting because, hockey now is over, I'll put that word in
For
quotes,
Vegas,
for Vegas, and now the Raiders are starting up. But in a normal calendar year, the Raiders would have about a 4-week head start on games being played before hockey kicks in. And so by the middle of October, when both teams are playing, that's really where we're going to see how this town divides and or supports both teams at the same time.
I think the city will support, but can they go to the games? Because the average worker, especially now that we have a COVID situation and workers, unemployment, income
situations being what they are.
Here we go.
The comments made it this time.
If you're a season ticket holder, doesn't give you the rights, you don't have to buy a season ticket.
Right.
That is tertiary dollars. It's no reason you should have to do that. Why are we pointing to the...
There's nothing up there. Oh, do not... or it's affiliates.
Didn't leave it up there the whole show. My show. But realistically, as a season ticket,
it's your voice.
Yeah. So realistically, where are they going to spend their money?
Absolutely.
NFL is king. I don't care what the people say here in Las Vegas. NFL is king. Look at the ratings across the country.
Sure.
It is what it is.
Sure.
And more of the high corporate people will buy NFL tickets. I said that way before any other organization or controversies and things like that have come out. But it's not like health insurance or DMV driver's license
where you need something.
You need to. It's extra money, and Las Vegas people and citizens and don't have a lot of extra money right now.
No, not right now.
And it's going to get worse. It really is before it gets better.
Right. And
thoughts and prayers out to anybody either working just to keep the roof over their head, anybody working in general, and then the people definitely that are unemployed right now, thoughts and prayers out to you.
Absolutely. All right, with that, we have a gap on the list, on their sheet from 8:30 to 8:40, so I'm going to take a moment. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into some hobby talk, and then I also want to mention, which you did not have on here, some results regarding college football coming back. You're watching Power Play Sports Collectibles Show with Scott and Aaron. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Hi, I'm Wally Joyner. Listen to the Power Play Sports Collectibles podcast every week and visit the store at the Boulevard Mall.
It's not easy. The mask kind of makes people uncomfortable. I don't have much of a social life. I wish people could see me for who I am, just trying to fit in. Be a good friend. Make a living. I know, the whole chainsaw thing, the woods, sneaking up on people, I get it. I don't have the best reputation. But the thing is, behind the mask, I'm just a regular guy. I'm not scary at all. I have a cat.
Looking to advertise your small business at a low cost? Do you need your commercial designed or actually produced for you? Advertise on two of the hottest shows on the internet, Power Play Sports Collectibles and Thoughts Count Anywhere. Both shows with getting over 40,000 views per week for only one low cost. For more information, please email info@thoughtscountanywhere.com.
Hey, welcome back to Power Play Sports Collectible Show. It's Scott. I'm Aaron. All right, real quickly, I mentioned this on the way out. College football, Big Ten voted to come back starting in the middle of no, don't keep flipping your sheets. That's why I'm looking for that gap here.
You know what? My error.
That's why I said there was a 10-minute gap from 8:30 to 8:40. So
missing a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
We won't do birthdays this week.
Unless you know a couple off the top of your head or can pull them up on your phone or something. Anyway, college football, Big Ten has voted to come back. They will start in the middle of October, 8-game season. 9th game will probably be the conference championship game of some sort, which will then make them all eligible for the national playoff picture. The only big division that's not back yet is the Pac-12, and they're supposed to be voting on it sometime this week. The big difference for the Big Ten was the rapid COVID tests that can be done and get the quick turnaround to stay on top of monitoring the issue. So, for one, as a Penn Stater, Michigan, I mean, I'm glad the Big Ten is going to be back on the field.
Yes and no. It's kind of a screwed up year for sports.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
It is for certain. And those players in college who've opted out because of COVID, they now are starting to opt back in. A lot of them are starting to consider coming back in.
But the ones that don't, I think the NC2A needs to man up and give them a year of eligibility.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do not hurt them.
Yeah, because it's not something, it's health.
Yeah.
Health and safety.
Absolutely.
The other thing is, I'm a little worried because, you're looking at October.
Mm-hmm.
Are the players going to be in shape? I don't want to see some of these high draft picks and prospects. I don't want to see the kids go out there and get hurt.
Well, they're giving them 4 weeks because the season's not going to start until middle of October.
True, but there's going to be limited, and they are kids.
Well, listen, the NFL, no preseason games, major injuries to some key players within the first week or two, and we called that over the summer when we talk about reducing these preseason games. Folks, there's a difference between being in cardio shape for exercise and you're breathing well and you can handle that versus football shape. You played football, yes?
Yes.
So getting hit and getting into quote unquote football shape is a lot different. I can't just put on, if I was 30 years younger, I can't just put on the pads today and expect to perform at 100% on the field without taking a couple of hits and have my body ready for that.
And the other thing is these practices, are they going to be, 37-0 COVID practices because they don't want to risk missing out on the season? So we're staring at stuff.
No, I'm reading the monitor.
Yes.
He's asking me to drop my chair just a tad so that I fit better.
You're making me look like Hornswoggle?
Well, no. You see the top of my head where he doesn't want to get back up and position the microphone again. So I'll just drop down a little bit like I'm at a sushi bar. Now I feel like I'm sitting on the floor because of my level with you now.
I consider that a racist joke. Thoughts in the comments, send them to Aaron.
Jeff Bearden, the Giant Warrior down in Florida, is checking in. Good to see you, buddy. And again, I'm going to give a pop to his wife, Brittany, marketing promoter extraordinaire, but she's also a ghostwriter, and she's helping me write my book. I just got my first outline transcript back from her last night. It's going to be a comic book. It's going to be about 3 pages long, the book I'm putting together. But anyway, thank you, Brittany. Yes, thank you, Jeff. I know my head is shiny. I appreciate that, big guy. You're the only one that could see it because you're taller than me. All right, let's get into some hobby talk. We have about, 17 minutes left.
Yeah, we'll end the show a little early today because we are doing a first-time switchover.
Yes,
so
transition.
Hobby talk. First of all, NBA 2K21. God bless them. They put Kobe Bryant on the cover.
Well done.
Enough said.
Right on.
Can't absolutely ask for anybody better right now. And you know what I was amazed is a lot of the award shows, they were showing actors and publicly, and the big one is Black Panther passing away.
Right.
Kobe passed away, and people seem to forget it. It was in 2020.
It was in January, wasn't it?
The week prior to Super Bowl.
Oh, so okay.
Remember, because on the Super Bowl, it outsold the Super Bowl sales.
That's right.
His passing, it did.
Yeah, it seems like it's been longer than that, but again, I equate that to the
short-term memory loss of the U.S. citizens.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
But I mean, do you remember who? I know I brought this up, but the day Michael Jackson died. Do you know who else died that day? In the morning. Very well recognized.
You
in
and
a
I
red,
had this
in a red bathing suit in the mid-'70s on a poster. Every kid would want to have at that time.
Yeah.
Miss Farrah Fawcett also passed away that morning,
That's
succumbing to her cancer and stuff. That morning. And then 4 or 5 hours later, news broke about Michael Jackson, and all of a sudden everybody forgot about Farrah Fawcett that day.
Well, I mean, if you think about it.
No, I'm not trying to compare them to these guys.
But look at Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher.
Within
mom and
like
daughter.
a week.
No, within a day.
Oh, within it.
It was the
right.
next
It was a day.
day.
That's right.
And, everybody still, Princess Leia died, Carrie Fisher. Debbie Reynolds was instrumental.
Oh, my gosh.
In the movies and that prior.
Plus, you had a casino here.
Absolutely. So, yeah, how people are forgotten. But Kobe, I give shout-outs to the people that made NBA 2K21.
Who was it? Pau Gasol? He and his wife just had a baby.
After
the daughter. Gia, right? So well done there. Thomas Burnett's checking in. He agrees with the comments about preseason being important. Plus, he says good morning to us as well. Okay, next on the Hobby Talk there.
The IX Center, scheduled to host the 2022 National Sports Card Collectibles Show. is closing for good.
The center itself?
The whole center.
Okay.
And this is the one in Cleveland, and I was on the board. They've held 7 nationals there. It's not going to be an 8th, so they're closing. So the national board is reaching out and looking at other venues. I can tell you this, for the size of the venue, it's very limited. They will not come to Las Vegas. I don't care what you think.
I was just thinking.
They will not go to Los Angeles. I don't care what you think.
Right.
It's because that was the whole controversy the years I was on the board. Everybody said, hey, you're going to bring it to Vegas. No, it had no chance in hell to come here. You've got Cleveland, you've got Chicago, you've got Atlantic City.
Oh, don't go to Atlantic City.
Well, that's part of the trifecta that they do.
That's where they go for the convention?
Conventions the last, I'll say 10, 12 years.
Gotcha.
It's been pretty much those 3. Chicago, the Stevens Center, IX Center in Cleveland, and then obviously Javits Center, I think.
Javits Center.
Javits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Named after the former mayor, Jacob Javits.
Okay. They use those 3 venues to host the national because they're the size and, cities of consequence. And the other thing with where they place the national, and that's why I did go to Los Angeles for a few years, was the surrounding cities. You've got, if you put it in Anaheim, you've got LA to draw from.
Sure.
You've got San Diego just an hour down the road. Huge population bases that you can't. Here you've got Henderson. Maybe Mercury at the test site.
Exactly.
You don't have a huge population base. The closest one would be a 4.5-hour drive, Southern California, or 4 to 5 hours, the Phoenix area.
Right.
So you need to draw. That's why in Chicago you have Milwaukee, all the surrounding suburbs. Detroit's not too far away. You can draw from there.
Right.
Same with Cleveland, Detroit. Everything, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, just down. Pretty much across the border.
Right.
And then obviously the New York area, you can draw from those areas. But it's going to be tough for them to find another location to keep a trifecta.
How much space do they need?
Probably 1 million square feet.
1 million square feet?
Yeah.
Wow. That's huge.
Yeah, I think 900,000, and then you have the breakout rooms and things like that.
Chief asks, can they go to Dallas?
No.
Why not?
Too small.
There you go.
Yeah, because they actually were one of the early nationals was in the Dallas area, and then when it just grew too big. I mean, Chief, when you think of the national, I know you come to my shows here, and they're small in comparison, but the national, you're looking at 1,500 booths.
Wow.
And then the corporate sponsorship.
Sure.
So it basically is. I mean, Las Vegas is a realistic city for space to come here. But the other thing is, I think St. Louis had a national, and they got really criticized because it was broken up into 2 halls.
Right.
Which hall do you go to
Sure,
first? You
sure.
want it all under one roof.
Sure. Think about that for those locally. The World Market Center, where Unicon's going to be held in March, is what, about 200,000 square feet is what is going to be used?
It's not
That's
even,
5 of those.
Yeah, exactly. And so
it's huge.
Great lead in. Well, first of all, hopefully the NSCC will find a
new home.
A new home other than those 2, because I'd hate to see it just go back and forth. I wish them well. Former board member myself, and like I said, it's going to be a challenge because you plan 3 to 4 years out.
Right.
Unicon, and we'll do a commercial here in a few seconds.
Yep.
But needless to say, Unicon, I toured the facility with Steve and crew
From where?
Rogue Toys.
As only seen on the History Channel and Pawn Stars.
Yeah, and
we're obligated to say that whenever we mention his. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Steve's a great guy. He called me yesterday with some questions and things working together. That's what a team does. But Unicon, that wasn't intended, but it came out perfectly.
If I had something soft, I'd be tossing it at you right now.
Yeah, at least I keep you informed.
Yeah, you do.
This is going to go right downhill real quick. Everybody's wondering what the hell is, but there's
all
five people that know what's going on.
The thoughts and comments.
But you can take that off now. But the World Market Center downtown, beautiful facility. We won't be the first people in. I thought we were going to be, but they're going to have a few furniture, which that's what that center is.
Originally,
anyway.
absolutely.
250,000 square feet. We are going to have wrestling. We are going to have toys. We're going to have comics. We're having a cosplay. We're going to have sports, e-gaming, everything under one roof. And it's just a huge open area. And what I'll do is I'll put a slideshow deck together for next week's show to show the people. It's obviously an empty convention center.
Sure.
It's just clean. Then the next building over is we're on the 16th floor. I think it is 13th or 16th. I think 16th because you don't like 13th and
Right.
floors.
There's no 13th floor in buildings.
Yeah.
There is, but
Beautiful view of downtown Las Vegas.
okay.
Open-
I've never been in the building.
Yeah, and we'll get you down there because
Yeah, cool.
you're heavily involved in Unicon, and I'll keep you informed.
Yeah, please do.
You can put up that trailer now. But realistically, beautiful facility,
Yeah.
and it's going to be great to have that
Absolutely.
facility. I mean,
Chief is asking. He's well, not asking. He's eager to put in his leave for
March
Unicon.
5th through the 7th is the show dates.
March 5th through the 7th, Chief. I'll remind you later when I see you at the mall.
Yeah.
I'll be at the Boulevard Mall later today, 2:30 bell time. Versus Pro Wrestling has an exhibition stuff going on there
Yep.
later, so I'll be there in the ring and doing some announcing.
And you know what? I'll be at my store.
And stop in a Power Play
Yeah, I'll
Sports
sign autographs
Collectibles.
because I'm not there that often.
There, you,
I got a
You're
great
so,
staff.
You're so busy though. So that's happening. And again, coming up in about 10 minutes as we reset the top of the hour, Thoughts Count Anywhere, making its Saturday debut at the Four Thoughtsman.
And I printed these off, but I forgot to take the third page off the printer. So birthdays
That's why I'm
this
looking
week,
at it.
yeah,
I'm
there's no running this
No.
week. Birthdays this week that I can remember off the top of my head. Dan Marino.
Oh, yes, number 13. Once went to one Super Bowl in his rookie year, thought he was going to be there forever. Probably one of the greatest quarterbacks to never win a Super Bowl.
That's the sad part. That's what he's known for.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Great quarterback at Pittsburgh.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
Gave my Nittany Lions headaches.
Yeah. Same state, too.
Same state. Well, it's a great rivalry. Yeah.
Definitely. Scotty Bowman.
Great hockey coach.
Absolutely great hockey coach. And that's all I can remember off the top of my head, but there was a few other ones there. We'll throw them in next week.
Yeah, no worries. As always, make sure you visit PowerPlaySportsCards.com for the latest of items that Scott has available, not only online as well as in the store, but if you can't get to the store because you're out of state, anything that's online basically is everything that he's got in the store. If you're outside the United States, shipping is still on hold. He'll take your order. He'll also take your money if you really want a product until shipping waits out, and then he can send it to you. But either way, make sure you visit the website for all the news and information and products and services and all the companies. He's got right on his homepage all the different companies that he has partnerships with. Make sure you check out all those links on his page.
Do we need the disclaimer put there for you?
No, I kept it general. I kept it very general.
For those in the interest, I want to give a shout out to Matt, Ryan, and Jason. Matt, especially, he is revamping my website, so it doesn't look like the little block characters that I've designed over the years. Thomas Burnett, happy birthday to Stephanie McMahon. And you know what?
He shares a birthday with
Thank
Steph.
you. Oh,
He and Steph have the same birthday. What is the date? I don't even know. Is it today?
I don't know.
Thomas, let us know real quickly. All right, on our way out, we only have a couple of minutes.
Yeah, we got a couple of things. We were going to play the Unicon commercial. We're going to play the auction commercial on our way out. We have a little tribute that we're going to do on the way out. And then there was something else I was going to mention. Then Thomas threw that. Oh, we will mention it on TCA, but I want to give, 3-year anniversary to a good friend of mine, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Wrestler, performer.
Thank you. September 24th is that birthday we were looking for. But Bobby the Brain Heenan, look, I never really saw him wrestle. I knew him as a manager. Of course, one of the greatest and funniest personalities as he was behind the desk with Gorilla Monsoon and the likes. And
Most people remember him as a commentator, but absolutely a great wrestler, worker in the ring, great manager.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody better than him, all three genres
absolutely
in the pro wrestling
absolutely
business. So with that being said, we're going to exit the show with a nice little tribute. I'll let you handle that. And okay. You're on the spot now.
Okay.
That's what I pay you for.
Oh, must be lost in the mail.
Yeah. It's in the cup.
It's in the cup. All right, real quickly, we do want to comment and send our thoughts and prayers to the family of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who passed away yesterday at the age of 87 after fighting a near 20-year battle with pancreatic cancer. Think about that. 6 months after she was appointed to the Supreme Court, she battled this disease and still did a job and changed the country in many, many ways that people today would have not had rights in any way, shape, or form. She will be missed from that platform, and she'll be missed as a person who is a leader and is definitely someone nothing's going to slow you down unless you let it. And someone who had cancer for 20 years and still went out and did probably the hardest job in the country to rule on stuff in the Supreme Court. She'll be missed. Rest in peace, and that's it. With that, we're going to go out on the two commercials that Scott mentioned for Unicon and for the auction next week. We thank you for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. In less than 10 minutes, we'll be retooled with Thoughts Count Anywhere, where Matt and Jason will join us here on the dais. catch up on all the wrestling news. SmackDown was last night. We'll talk about that and everything that is fit to talk about. We will certainly do that. For Scott, I'm Aaron. For Aaron E., we'll see you next time right here on Power Play Sports Collectibles next week. Stay tuned for Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Martin Casals, and I'm here at Power Play Sports Collectibles at the Boulevard. That's where you should be. That's where you should be. Come play with me. So, if you're looking for sports collectibles, get your ass to the Boulevard. Now. I said ass.
Saturday Night Live auction, powered by Power Play Sports Collectibles, will be on Saturday, September 26th at 6:05 Eastern, 3:05 Pacific. This first-time event will be hosted by Chadman316 on Facebook. It will be shared on the Power Play Sports Collectibles pages, but to see and bid in real time, log in to Chadman316 on Facebook. Once again, Saturday, September 26th, 6:05 Eastern, 3:05 Pacific. Unicon Fandoms United in Las Vegas, March 5th through the 7th, 2021. All the fandoms collide. The toy world, the sports world, the comic world, the cosplay world, gaming, and pro wrestling. Unicon Fandoms United at the World Market Center Expo, March 5th through the 7th in Las Vegas. Hope to see you there.